Hello and welcome to Lesson 5 overview for CIT230. I wanted to go over some of the requirements for this week and show you exactly how I would approach these assignments. So what's due is essentially a basic HTML page for the town of Franklin using the data from the weather.json file. We're also going to be diving in pretty quickly into style sheets. Using the design principles that you reviewed previously, I'm going to give you a demonstration on how I would use a simple style sheet to style this particular weather page. I'm also asking you to participate in the questions and conversations discussion board with specific questions or troubles or roadblocks, etc. that you're having trouble with the code and things. Please post it there. I don't see too much now, but it was brought to my attention that some of you are struggling. And so please let me know. All I see is just the 5 or 6 of you that have posted the completed assignment and then no questions. So I want to make sure that I'm responding to as much as I can. Again, on this discussion board, I respond several times during the day to the discussion board posts, as well as I'm also watching your group activity and the assignment discussion boards to see if you're helping each other. And I've been instructed to wait and not respond to everything. So I'm actually responding to a lot because this is a pilot course. So please tip me off if you're having trouble. We can set up a separate meeting. I don't do office hours because it has never been effective in the last 2.5 years that I've worked here. So I want to make sure that you know that I can schedule time, normally after hours, after work, most nights during the week. And please let me know if that will help, but post it first on the discussion board will be my requirement before I answer from email or to set up a separate time. Anyway, let's dive into the code. It has you go through the Jumpstart CSS file. When I click that link, I'm able to go into the chapter 1 of the CSS Jumpstart. And so it gives you some examples, and it has you go through and bring up one of the pages that are a sample page. And that particular restaurant page, recipe finder, I brought up, and essentially what we see is this pretty page that's been styled with style sheets, and I would go into the view page source to see what the styles look like. Now, in the Jumpstart, it talks to you about the different types of style sheets that web pages can use and the different types of techniques. As I go through and read through this, what I'm seeing are that basically you can style there in the HTML, or there could be an external file called a style sheet that you would include, and in this case, it's linked. And so just do the basic. There is a second type of style sheet. If I view the source, the normalized style sheet, don't worry about that for now. That would be essentially the default style of a page, and it is overridden by the styles CSS page and file. So anyway, those attributes are described within the tutorials. And one of their excellent resources that we use and is this w3schools.com, and in this CSS area, the CSS tutorial. What it does is give you a tutorial on, say, colors or the different attributes that are found within the style sheet area, and you can actually try the code and make changes yourself. So for this red one, I'm going to say blue, and I run it, and voila, you see an instant effect on what it is. I'll change it back to red. So what do I do with that? Run it. Awesome. So this particular style, background dash color, red, I can go into my own CSS page, and let's just say anything in the nav section. Let's go ahead and Save that, and that would change the background color to red in the area that has the tag section. So again, these files are changes the display of a particular section. And you can see essentially in their code, you have the head section where the CSS page's file is linked, and we have here in the nav section, you have an unbulleted list. In the nav section, let's look at the style that has anything to do with nav. Now in a browser here, what I can do is find, let's just say nav, and there's a number of nav sections, but essentially this is the formatting, anything with a nav and then an anchor tag or hover tag. There's different display features that can be added, and this can get very complex. I would go with the very basic at first. Just do a few. You could have one attribute within a style, and that meets the requirements of this project, so keep it very simple. Back to the lesson here. So it gives you that Jumpstart CSS, and it talks to you also about the box model. So after you master the colors and fonts and how things look, how about formatting and get into content, padding, borders, and margins. And here, the different box model, it will give you those codes. Padding to the left, and it describes exactly how that works. You can also go into padding, and here, this element has a padding of 70 pixels. Top, right, bottom, and you can try yourself and look at the display. This element, right, the padding, let's go ahead and change that so it's less padding on the top, just to get a perfect example. So that's what I love about this particular site. It's an excellent teaching resource, but it's an excellent resource for developers as well. Now there's some other features, that you're able to use, but keeping it very simple. You're creating a weather, usually a PHP page, and then you're posting that to your remote hosting service, and then you're looking at different attributes that you can add to further style it. The position, padding, color, background color, text, font family, the size, and you're further affecting the display of this particular project. Let's go back here. So essentially, you're going to be using the data, and the JSON link should be working, and how to use that data, and then you're going to put through a validator your particular URL as you post it on your web server, and the W3C CSS validation. There's an excellent video on how to do this, and hopefully this will help. Please, again, post on the discussion board within the questions and conversations area anything that comes up, and I read them all. I'm seeing students respond to each other fairly quickly, so please let me know if you're stuck in any of this particular project areas. And then as you're done, we'll scroll down here to the Franklin weather page. See, a number of you have done postings, and you can also see how they are approaching the different projects. And then within your group, you can also follow back. Some of you are meeting off-site, off the web page, and others, unfortunately, we'll wait till Friday or Saturday to start looking at this. So I'm hoping I can help those of you that haven't begun this project, and please reach out within the questions and conversations discussion board, and post your questions there, and then I will be monitoring throughout the weekend and beginning of next week, just to see that everyone's able to complete this aggressive assignment. And again, this is a pilot course, and so I apologize for some of the gaps that, between the content that's provided and whatever I can do to help remediate that gap, please let me know. Thanks again, and good luck.